Hey friends, thanks so much for being here. Today I'm going to show you a simple, inexpensive way to create some Halloween decorations that you can put on your wall or your front door, something like that. And it's easy and it's quick. So first thing is that you'll want some Halloween prints printed out, or you can buy Halloween papers at your local craft store. These papers are from my Halloween digital paper pack, but again, it doesn't have to be these. It can be any Halloween papers that you have. Okay, so just start with a handful of designs that complement each other. Then you're going to want to have some outlines like these. I have this ghost outline, some candy, the witch's hats I'm not sure we'll use today, the bats. These are included in that paper pack, but you can find other outlines or stencils out there. You can also use magazine images. For example, I could take this pumpkin and cut it out, and that would become my pumpkin outline. Now obviously this one is a lot smaller than this big ghost, but there are some large magazine images out there with pumpkins on them and things like that. So look for that when you're going through magazines, and you can just cut out the shape and use that as an outline. Okay, next, just having some extra Halloween images is going to be useful. These are from my paper pack, but I do have some that I found in local magazines, like the Spider, the word Halloween, I have the word ghouls, and what's this, October and fancy font, these jack-o'-lanterns, and this little grave image, and just a few more things here. This one says Howlin' Good Halloween. So just look in your local magazines or some like women's decorating magazines, and you can usually find some good images. But we're going to use these, some of these as accents, and maybe some of the ones from the magazines. And then you want some phrases. So I just showed you some phrases that I found from local magazines, and those magazines are free, so all of that was free. But also I have some phrases that I included in my Halloween paper pack. I have quite a few in there. There are phrases with the white crackle background. We have this purple background, then I have a black background and orange, and then just different phrases like I'm just here for the booze, happy haunting, stay spooky, keep it real. I kept my phrases kind of light. I don't like the really dark side of Halloween anymore. I like, or maybe I never did, but now that I'm older, I like the lighter side of Halloween. So I just used lighter phrases. So nothing real scary, like this one's too cute to spook, trick or treat, things like that. So I'm going to start with this big ghost outline, and I'm going to lay it on top of my ghost print, and now I'm going to cut around that. And to keep it in place, you can use paper clips or painter's tape. I'm going to use painter's tape, and I'll show you that. Okay, so this is painter's tape. It's blue. You can get this at hardware stores. You can probably find it at stores like Target. But I got this one at the Dollar Tree just because it's the same thing, but it's a lot less expensive. Anyway, just take a few of these pieces and tape the pages together. The idea of painter's tape is that it won't really stick and mess up your paper, but here it doesn't really matter because it's on the edge. So really, I guess you could use any tape, but I use painter's tape when I craft, because again, like let's say I want to save this Halloween paper back here. This will peel off and it almost never messes up the paper, unlike Scotch paper, you know, which is too sticky. All right, so now I'm going to cut out my ghost. And this is an activity that you can do with your kids, with your friends. And I'm going to just show a few today, but you can do a lot of these and end up creating a huge wall of Halloween decorations. And we'll even use painter's tape to attach these to the walls so that it doesn't damage the walls. Okay, so now my papers are coming apart. So I just took off the painter's tape and now I'm sticking it back on. And it was just pretty easy to peel off. Okay, so I have my ghost cut out and I've taped it down with the painter's tape just so it doesn't slide around too much while I'm working. Okay, next, again, to keep it simple, what we're going to do is grab some Halloween words, and I like this one, Too Cute to Spook. And let's cut that out and we're going to add it on top of our ghost. Now when you find phrases, longer ones like this one, you can cut them up. There's no rule that you have to leave it like this. We're actually going to divide this up, maybe right here. And I like to tear my edges and add interest. I do that all the time in my videos. Cut this down just a little bit. And it's kind of fast too. You can speed things up, but I just love the look of it. It's a little more interesting than just all plain edges. Okay, this one's just a little too big. Okay, Too Cute to Spook. So now we're going to add some embellishment to that. We don't have to, it could just be that. I'm just going to see what I have. That says October. But actually, I think I'll just use this cat. I don't think it needs a lot. And if you do several of these or a lot of these, then you may not want to spend a ton of time with the embellishments because, you know, if you have a lot, then that would be a lot of time spent on each one. And sometimes the simpler designs look better. Okay, so this cat, that's from my paper pack as well. Yeah, we're just gonna glue this black cat here and see if we want to add anything else. And by the way, these images here, you can cut out images from the backgrounds. Like I could cut out this witch's hat, which I may do, or this cauldron, or this spider. So I will probably do that, but let's glue down our phrase and our cat. Too cute to spook. And then our cat. Okay, that was a little farther over than I had originally planned, but that's okay. All right, and let's add a spider. One of these purple spiders. And there's even like a little ghost here that I could use. First, let's get the spider out. Again, I'm not super picky with cutting out little things like this that have intricate details. Okay, so I'm going to put this spider here. And that's going to be my first one. So this is going to go on my wall. I'm going to slowly remove the painter's tape. So we have a little ghost here. It says "Too cute to spook," and maybe need some eyeballs, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I may go to the craft store and get those little googly eyes and put on there, but I think that looks pretty good. Okay, we're going to do one more, and that is with this bat shape. So let's put our ghost aside, and I'm going to choose this bat. Okay, so I have my bat cut out, and now I'm going to do the same technique I did with the ghost with this paper. So I'll cut that out, and then we'll move on to the next phase. Okay, so I could just put this on my wall like this, so that we would have that, and I may decide on that, but let's see if we want to decorate it. Like we have little pieces of candy that could go on the bat. I kind of like that idea, that little purple piece of candy, and maybe a little phrase. These are actually, the whole phrase could be, I think it's going to be too big, but I could do Halloween. I could just cut out one of these Halloween words. Let's do it. Let's do, if that one fits, I would like this one. So it looks like, okay, so we'll do Halloween, we'll do a candy, and maybe that's it. And it has this crackle behind it, this crackle design. I just thought that was really cool and kind of gives that spooky vibe. Okay, so this one I'll just kind of cut around the word a little bit. Okay, so now I can glue this on here, and let's add the candy. I think I will choose that one, this purple one down here. All right, so I'll finish cutting this off camera, and then we will glue these on. Okay, so I really wanted some eyes to add to my ghost. I felt like I needed it, so I actually went back and added some eyes to my paper pack. So these are for the large ghost outlines, but I also made smaller ones. I didn't print those out, but there are sets of eyes for the smaller ghosts in that paper pack, and there are even cat eyes for the cat outline. So there's a lot in that paper pack. The best thing to do is just check out the link below. It's up to 101 pages. I added all kinds of accessories in different sizes, like candy and pumpkins and spiders and things. And then there are like 40 pages of full page patterns like this one. And then all of these patterns come in quarter page size too, like this. So this is this pattern is a full page size. This one is, this one, and so on. And then every full size page got shrunk down into quarter page sizes as well. And that way you can work with different sizes of the images, like the ghost and the pumpkin. So on the quarter page size, this vampire is going to be smaller than it will be on the full size page, if that makes sense. It just gives you a lot of options. So I added eyes, and these are for the background of the eyes so that they show up. So that's what the different colors are for. And I had already cut these out because I wanted to make sure they were the right size. So now I'm going to glue these on, and if I can, I'm going to put it behind, you know, my spider's pretty well glued down, so maybe I'll put my eyes here, and you can have them go either way, looking either way, or cross-eyed. So I think we'll have the ghost looking this way, and maybe I could put the bat over here, and he's looking at the bat. So again, these cutouts are something that you can put on the wall using painter's tape. Painter's tape will not damage your walls. That's why I love it so much. And it's blue. You can find painter's tape at Target or Walmart or Home Depot, and even the Dollar Tree usually. Okay, so there's my background for my eyes, and now we're going to add the actual eyes. And I came up with these kits as just like a fun way to do crafting, but also these can actually be used for Halloween decorations, and it's simple, it's very inexpensive. It's something you can do with your kids if you have kids, because it is so simple, and there are so many different combinations you can come up with because of all the backgrounds and outlines. I have not just ghosts, but cats and witches' hats and bats, and I think there are candy outlines, so kind of like these, but they're candy. I gotta stop adding to it. Hopefully I'm done, because I added more and more, and like I said, now it's up to 101 pages, so just be sure to check the listing before you buy. But anytime I change a paper pack, it's because I want to improve it, not make it worse. Okay, so now that I chose the green background instead of purple because I wanted a variety of colors. So now I want to add some green down here, so I could do this green cauldron. So you can actually cut out from these patterns. But let me see what else I have. Green candy, I do like that. It's green and purple, so I'll probably do that. And we do already have a spider, so maybe not that. I could do the other candy. I have these green jack-o'-lanterns, so let me do the candy first, and then I'll decide what else to add, if anything. And that's the fun thing about these too, is that you can keep adding as much as you want. You can keep it really simple and just add one or two things to your cutout, or you can keep going and add more and more. But I think definitely this candy will look cute at the bottom. Let me know your thoughts about, if you check out the Halloween paper pack, you know, if you see something you would like to be added. I may add it in the future. I'm ready to be done with it this year, but if you see something you'd really like in there, or let me know if there's something you do really like that's already in there, and you know, it just helps me improve for the future. So like if I get a lot of feedback like, oh, I wish you had this or that in your paper pack, and maybe I can add it for next year or just start a new one. Okay, so now we have the candy. Also, are you going to be passing out candy this year? I'm still not sure. I may have already asked that question, I can't remember, but my partner and I, we don't have kids. He has a 17-year-old son, so obviously his son is past trick-or-treating, and I don't have any kids. So I used to dress up my dogs that I had a long time ago for Halloween. That was fun. Okay, I decided on this green cauldron. I like that. And I'm just gonna leave some of the purple background around it. I don't have a ton of patience when I cut these. Some people do, I do not. I do not want to spend 20 minutes cutting out one image. So, and I think these collages can still look really good even when you don't fussy cut. Okay, so I like that. I think that's cute. Maybe our candy should go up here though. And cauldron. Now see, if I put the candy up there though, I kind of feel like, do I need one more thing? Do I need something over here? Let's see, I could do the other piece of candy. I wasn't really going to add orange into it. It has some orange. I have so much more in that paper pack, but I didn't want to print out everything I had because it's a crazy amount. I could do another phrase. I have these quotes. Halloween is the start of a magical season because you have Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's. So I have that. You can be anyone in Halloween, but I might actually do, if you're new here, I started a quote book and I think I might do one of these for my quote book. And I'm going to do a whole video about the quote book. I may actually post that before I post this one, I'm not sure. But those are so much fun, I think. This is the same one, just smaller items, I think, or different items. Okay, I gotta hurry up and make a decision because, oh, Frankenstein, because this video is getting long. We'll do the Frankenstein case. I like that. That's something different. Cut this guy out. And also, are you dressing up for Halloween, or do you have younger kids and they're going to dress up for Halloween? And if so, what are the costumes? I love looking at the different costumes. I haven't dressed up for Halloween since 2017 maybe, 2018. And the last time I did that, I just was an angel. I bought these angel wings, and I think it had like a little halo you could put on your head. And I had a white dress that I wore and white stockings and this like cross necklace. It was very simple, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a costume. Okay, I like that. That looks good. Except for I may trade these two. Okay, nah, back where it was. All right, let's add it. So I have to decide where I'm going to put these when I'm done, and stick around because I have like a little bonus tip. Actually, I have a couple bonus tips I'm going to show you. If you didn't want to buy this paper pack, I mentioned earlier you can use magazine images, and I came across a really cool magazine image that would be good for Halloween projects, I think. Okay, I think that looks really cute. Okay, so the other tips I wanted to share with you are, this is with the paper pack, but I will give you a magazine tip here in a sec. You can cut these out and just stick these on the wall as well. So I could cut this candy out and that would be part of my group, or this green one, or the pumpkins, but I want to cut out the larger cauldron, so there's this smaller one, but pretty sure I printed out a large version, yeah. So a lot of these items I made in different sizes, again, just to give you options. So I don't have to do anything with this cauldron other than cut it out, and then I can stick it on my wall just like that. Okay. But again, I'm going to show you another tip. And we can use this cauldron as an example, but I will also show you some ideas from magazines. And you can always ask friends to save you magazines if you're on a budget, or go to a thrift store. Some thrift stores sell used magazines for like 50 cents. Or magazine subscriptions sometimes are really cheap these days. So you can get a lot from magazines, and of course around Halloween they're going to have some articles on Halloween. Okay, I'll finish cutting this off camera. I finished cutting out my cauldron, so I'm going to put this on my wall along with these two items, with my bat and my ghost, and that will make a cute little Halloween decoration. But I could also take this cauldron and put it on a piece of paper, one of my Halloween papers for example, and tape it down with the painter's tape and cut around it just like I did with the ghost and the bat. So even though this isn't an outline like one of these, I can still use it as an outline, if that makes sense. And the same with these cauldrons and these jack-o'-lanterns and the cats and everything. You can use these images as outlines and put them down on other types of paper. And I mentioned earlier about using magazine images. So again, here's another example. I could cut around this jack-o'-lantern. I got this from a magazine. Put this down on some Halloween paper and cut around it, and now I have a jack-o'-lantern that's patterned. But you can also find cool papers in your magazines that you may not think are Halloween based, and I found a good one. So this is a really old magazine. I got this free from a library exchange, and so you won't be able to find this ad right now because this is from, I think, 2001, so that's how old it is. But I could put down, cut out my jack-o'-lantern and put it down on this purple paper and have a really cool looking jack-o'-lantern, or any of these, as long as they weren't too big. I could use my bat and put down here, and even though these are, I think, are meant to be birds, they kind of look like bats. So I could tape my bat down to this paper, cut around it, and I would have a really cool looking bat. You know, I could do it different areas, or take one of these small cauldrons or whatever. Candies, you take a small candy, put it down, and it's just to get your creative juices flowing and give you ideas of how you can come up with these decorations on a cheap budget. If you don't want to spend a lot on Halloween, you don't have to. But I did make my paper packs where you buy them once and you can print them over and over again as many times as you want. You just can't sell them or share them outside of your household, but you can print them as many times as you want for your personal use and cut them out as many times as you want. If you mess up, you can just print another one. This cauldron, I could add, you know, a little phrase like Halloween, but I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. And then my final tip is, I got this from the Dollar Tree. It's spider webbing. So I'm gonna open this up. Hopefully I don't cut into it. Okay. And I could pull this out and put this on a table, a desk, and even hang this on the wall. And this even comes with little plastic spiders. Okay. And put my Halloween decorations on top. It's getting caught on my nails. Again, you probably just want to use painter's tape, that blue tape. Tape it to the back and stick it on there. It's going to pull on this, of course, when you go to take it off, but it's a way to do that. If you have any other ideas of how to do it, let me know in the comments. But this could go on the wall, and this netting was like $1.50 at the Dollar Tree. And then, like I said, you can use my paper pack or use your own stencils. Those wood outlines, I've seen those at the Dollar Tree, like in the shape of a pumpkin, and I think they had a bat. You can use those, you can draw your own, you can look for magazine images to complete like a little scene. So I think it's cute. I like it, and it's fun, and I might make more of these, and if I do, maybe I'll share them online. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really appreciate you being here. Happy Halloween. I hope you'll come back, and please consider subscribing. In the meantime, take care.